Welcome to Geekology. I'm David Spear.
I'm Sven Harvey.
And tonight we're reviewing, well, we're not actually reviewing, we're doing Educating Dave.
Educating Dave?
It's Educating Dave. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, I like the packaging straight off because yes, I like all the masterpiece packaging.
Yeah.
So, come on then.
Okay. Well, there's the G1. I don't have his weapons with me because I couldn't find them because this just came out of the cabinet. I was just like, I can't remember.
Was that a sports car that was popular at the time? Was it?
It's a Lancia Stratos.
Right, I've heard of that.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it was mainly a rallying car in the late 70s, early 80s, something around then. I'm no car buff, so.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know with that hair.
Wax off. Yeah. Oh dear. But yeah, feel the weight of that. It's definitely G1.
Oh yeah.
Half of it's made of metal. It's totally imbalanced.
I do like the those plastic fins on the back of those shield pieces that come out of the back.
You'll see. You will
I'll
see.
see.
Yes,
Okay.
we'll see. So right.
I was about to say RC, isn't that a different character?
Pink one. Yeah. Right.
Give me the packaging. Give me the packaging.
Thank you to my brother Stefan for getting me this for my birthday, which was quite cool.
Well, you know, millenniums should be celebrated.
Thanks for that.
That's okay, dude.
Still look older than me.
I'm saying nothing. I'm saying nothing. Okay. I have to say that, you know, I'm not saying that Transformers are the butchest thing on earth, but that is a camp shot.
Well, Prime.
Of the two of them. No wonder Robot Chicken ripped.
Do you know how often the Japanese want like images of Prime and Rodimus shaking hands and all this kind of stuff? It's like
no,
yeah, they do that. It's
okay.
It's mildly disturbing. Yeah, standard instructions.
You gotta love the fact that the car that is an easy 30% bigger is actually roughly the same weight.
Oh, yeah.
If not lighter. Cool. Okay, they integrate the those back pieces in this more, but that's strange. Okay, that is really weird. They are approximately the same size for this car as they are on this car, and yet this one's infinitely bigger.
Yeah. Interesting little packet that's in the instructions is actually 2 sets of wing mirrors to pop into the
I can see the point.
Which I'm not going to do tonight.
Why is that?
It's basically
because the G1 toy doesn't have
No, but look at them.
Okay,
they break off the sprue there, so they're going to come off in transit. So I can see why they've left them off to be added on later.
Nice paint job.
Fine. Collector's card, as you'd expect, from a Takara release.
Yep, we like Takara releases.
There you go. Right, that's all the paperwork done. Let's not worry about that anymore. Okay, because this was the Hasbro Asia release of the Takara product. Comes with a coin.
What's in the? I was about to say, is that what's in the envelope? I like the coins. Show me the coin.
There we go. So masterpiece MP-20 Wheeljack, which you wouldn't get if you're in Japan.
And on the back's cooler.
Nice Autobot symbol.
Yeah.
Which is rather cool. I will photograph this for showing off a little bit.
For showing off?
For showing off.
You would never do such a thing where Transformers are concerned.
Now, in Japan, if you ordered from, I think it was, I think it might have been Amazon
Yahoo.
Japan.
Yahoo.
From Amazon Japan, you would get this extra piece, which is a
bag?
It's some piece of equipment from the TV show.
Okay.
But again, it's me trying to remember the TV show when all I've got in my head is the comic. So that's why it hasn't been opened. And yeah, it's a nice add-on for someone who's particularly a fan of the TV show. But Wheeljack for me is a member of Earth Force.
As far as I'm concerned, it's the equivalent of a mile away, and you know I like those.
Yeah, quite. So this is all quite cool. Right, so quite a nice rendition of the Lancia Stratos.
Yes.
I would say it's roughly 1:24 scale, but I'm not going to start measuring it to be sure. Certainly a decent enough update. Both good renditions of the Lancia Stratos. I mean, obviously, time has not been awfully kind to the engineering in this one in comparison, but
plastic will fade.
It's 30 odd years old, so
to be fair, the stickers have held up well.
Yeah, considering they're really thin foil, they're not even foil, they're just basic plastic stickers.
Yeah.
They're sort of vinyl, well, they're not even vinyl, they're just really, really thin. And this is more painted on stuff, so this is going to last longer. There is a repro label set for this to make it look even more like the original car was when it was racing, but yeah, I might get that at some point, but there's nothing wrong with it as it is, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, it rolls, that rolls, it's all good.
Come on then, show me the robot mode.
Okay, let's do the G1 one first. Do you want to do the G1 one?
No.
It's actually reasonably easy. Go on.
This is where you make me look like an idiot in front of all the Transformer fans, and there are a lot of those. We've got that event in August where people are just going to mock me. No, but it's meant to come off, it's fine.
It's only held on by a post. To be fair, the transformations are reasonably small.
You know what? Give up. I did all the heavy lifting. It's only the fine bits you have.
Oh, okay.
I'm always running a break.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Now, I've yet to break one of your Transformers, but I'm sure that video will be more entertaining than the cat chasing a laser beam. You know what? It isn't that the internet is addictive, it's just cats are really up to their game in the last few years. It's all it is.
It's the cats that have the opposable thumb so they can record themselves.
Yeah, it's because touchpads are becoming a thing. People leave their iPads unattended all day.
Yeah, and kitties go, I know what I'm going to do.
Watch anime.
If it's the kiddie at Kapow that sends emails to his own owner, I swear it does. Customer complaint. No, it's not. It's your kitty.
I realise this must just be gripping for our viewers.
It's alright, I can speed it up.
It's going to need to be sped up.
So here we are, in robot mode. There is the G11, which looks distinctly unrefined in comparison with the Masterpiece now.
Yeah.
This was one of the more rudimentary robot modes, even back in the day, to be fair.
I owe you a pie.
Yes, you do. He has no real height. He was one of the shortest of the Autobot cars.
He looks like a little battle bot.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
In fact, his arms are long.
You know what? I think I know this one. It's either kill, destroy, or exterminate.
I mean, the funny thing is in the early UK comics, they drew him like that.
Really? I think he was a moron.
What? And this is the head scientist, and well, I say head scientist.
But
he's the one doing like all of the weird experiments that blew up in everybody's faces.
Weird experiments.
Yeah, he was the mad scientist. He was a mad scientist.
He was a mad scientist. He's the one who comes up with the gun that can get you to a wall.
Yeah. I mean, and in the cartoon series, it was him who created the Dinobots with a couple of people helping him. Well, the other was helping him, so Ratchet and so on and so forth. So yeah. Whereas in the British comic later on, he was the chief engineer of Earth Force, so he was designing security systems, all this kind of stuff, which got rewritten into a better mousetrap in Beast Wars, which is basically the same story, which was quite cool. But yeah, there's the comparison directly because I haven't got weapons with the G11, so we'll add the weapons on from the Masterpiece.
Okay. While you're getting those weapons ready, I'm going to have a quick gander and sit in robot mode. It's the head, Sven.
Yeah.
Let's
have a look at the original head for a second in comparison.
Yeah, but it just smacks of 1950s Japanese sci-fi.
When he spoke in the cartoon series,
did the antennas light up? Yeah. Oh yeah. I can see that one.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, always did that thing, and then again he's got blue eyes again. But the original toy, you can't even see the eyes.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
I do like the fact that these wingspans are actually for the two cars the same size.
Yeah, it's quite strange in a way.
Strange with two men in their late 30s playing with Transformers. I think.
Hey, speak to yourself. I'm not in my late 30s.
40s.
I'm in my early 40s.
Early 40s.
Very early 40s.
Okay.
Thank you. There we go.
Okay, I like the guns.
Yeah, I mean it is very reminiscent of the character model they used for the cartoon series, which was adapted and not quite the same in the comic, but because they did pull from there to here kind of thing. So he did have a bit more of an idiosyncratic look to him, but the only thing that's a little bit of a shame is the fact that we're missing some of the details from the stickers on the G11, but that's been a recurring theme, and again you can get a repro label set if you want to do it. So, and I believe there's even an officially licensed sticker set in the Far East you can get.
Really?
This. Yeah.
Okay.
Hasbro started doing that. They started doing allowing a company called Orchard Stickers, I think, or something like that, to produce sticker sets for them. I'll put the actual name underneath because I can't remember it offhand. But yeah, so. Some people they're probably not even up to the standard of repro labels, to be fair, or any of the other labels that are kicking around. Because there's quite a few people doing labels now. So, but yeah, it's there's nothing wrong with it.
Okay, let me ask the key, because I suspect there's something going on here. There are not a dozen other little robots in front of me in different colours.
No.
Did they only do this one?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay, that's bleeding rare.
Yeah, G1, that was it. There was no repaints, nothing. In Diaclone, earlier on, there was a version of it which was in Marlboro colours.
Nice.
Which is why there wasn't one in Marlboro colours because Marlboro would not have been too happy with that. Neither would most of the governments in the world still. Even back in '84, it still wouldn't have flown generally. What's interesting is there is a repaint of this in the Marlboro colours with the slightly different head that the Diaclone one had. Well, completely different head to be fair. And it's been released in Japan with some alterations because there was a legal issue.
Yeah. And
when Western retailers listed Exhaust, as it's called, for release in the UK, US and so on and so forth, they all got cease and desist orders from the tobacco company.
Really?
Yeah.
For just having the paint job?
Problem is that they kind of had to, because you can't have a toy advertising cigarettes. That's illegal.
If it did not have the cigarette logo on it, it's bleeding red and white.
The problem is the red and white shapes and stuff is part of the trademark.
That's
so
that's craziness. That is crazy.
One retailer, I believe, commissioned a load of them with a slightly altered colour scheme, so it's still red and white, but not the right angles and shapes and stuff to present Marlboro.
Yeah, but that would not be the right toy.
No, quite. And the other weird thing is that whoever saw the earlier toy, the Diaclone toy, always just thought it'd be another Autobot, and Takara released it as a Decepticon's Destron. So you're just like, okay, Destron car, interesting. But yeah, so that's one of the rarer masterpieces now. There are a few kicking around over here, but they're going for 90 quid plus, from what I've seen.
Okay, so they're going for 90 quid, but what should it have been going for?
About 55.
Okay.
Really, I mean, this is
see, at 55, I've got no issue with that.
Yeah, it's quite a nice detailed toy. It needs a bit more sticker detail, maybe a little bit of painting in the odd places, just to give it a little bit more interesting look.
I don't know. No, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I genuinely am.
Because to me, this seems a little bit too much plain black and white there. But
no, because
I like this kind of thing.
Screaming early sci-fi.
Yeah.
And you know me, I like Come on.
And the thing is posable. I mean, again, it's Masterpiece, so it's not.
Yeah, all the Masterpiece ones are good.
You know, it does what it says on the tin, and it is a really nice representation, and that will sit really nicely next to Prowl, Prime, and the rest. So yeah, I have absolutely no issues with that whatsoever. One thing I would say is, again, though they haven't started hitting yet, there are knockoffs of these on the way.
Really?
So please be aware of what you're buying, be very careful, and thank you to those sellers out there who are selling the KOs and saying quite clearly that they are KOs. So KO, basically a counterfeit item, but yeah, some people are picking them up to paint them as different characters.
Well, yeah,
like
I mean,
so.
at the end of the day, if you can pick one up, do all the... Because you're very fond of doing your own sticker setting.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know you designed your own logos at one stage and they appear on most of yours.
Yeah.
So, it makes sense that you do it to a copy rather than a master.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, I personally would prefer not to have a KO in my collection. Even for repaints, I probably would get an original one, but I would try and get it second hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
But there is this is the thing, there's been a lot of arguments about it out there, and direct KOs I personally do have a bit of a problem with. KOs where they've knocked off the toy and then done it in a colour scheme that Hasbro aren't doing.
Yeah. Well, that's different.
Less
offensive.
I have less of less offensive. And then you've got third-party toys where they're using the likeness, but it's completely new tooling and so on and so forth. Especially when you've got a company that's just been set up by ex-Hasbro and Takara employees doing new versions of characters that are never going to get done by Hasbro in a million years because they're too, you know, too. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm just going to shut up.
Okay, fair enough. Well, as always, you know I love Masterpiece packaging, so the packaging top notch. If you can get the medallion, loving the medallion. The toy, no way I'd 4K 90. 50, 55, 60 even. Yeah, I can see that. I can see the value there.
Yeah.
It is quite cool. It's a very interesting step across from the other Masterpieces.
Yeah, yeah. And I haven't got Bumblebee yet. That'll be an interesting one to look at when I finally get a mitts on that. So there's already 2 versions of Bumblebee.
Really?
They've done a G2 colouring.
Okay.
So giving him a chrome look. And you can get if you get the one that was if you get the one with the extra bits, you like the extra bit with this one. Yeah. Bumblebee has the face plate to make him look like the original toy. So he had a battle.
He had a thing, didn't he? The grill.
So there is that, but we still haven't had confirmation of a Jazz happening, and it's like, come on, we've got Prowl, the one lieutenant, we need Optimus's other lieutenant, that would be a big Jazz, but yeah, this is quite cool. Trax is coming, and there's also a repaint of Trax as Road Rage with a slightly different head sculpt, which again is a Diaclone toy, which is red Trax essentially. I don't know whether they're going to do the black Trax, which was really rare at one point, but yeah. Be quite cool, but I'm going to give this a 8 out of 10 because there's nothing particularly wrong with it. I just would have liked to have been seen a little bit more stickery detail, but you know you can add that later. So you know I think it's what $9 or $10, I think something like that, maybe 12 for the repro label set plus $1 for shipping. Yeah, it'll do.
Now, luckily, I don't have to score these anymore. And for those of you who don't know why that is, it's because he's doing these as a fan. Which is great, you know, totally respect that, but I am not a fan. So I can only review them as toys, and our scores are always massively off. So
he says he's not a fan, yet he was sitting there watching the Michael Bay movies going, that's the wrong colour, that's wrong.
That's you! That is all you rubbing up. I was there going, why has he got the axe and the mace? And no! Yeah, that was you. That was I heard these voices in my... You know what the worst thing is? In my head I could hear voices here. And in this ear I could hear voices right here. It was Mandy. Mommy. But yeah. Resistance is yeah. Alright, I'll say the following things. The plastic.
Following things.
Yeah. Plastic seems to be a high grade and is fine. The hinge point's very durable, but I come to expect that from Masterpiece anyway.
It's clearly not a KO.
No, clearly not a KO. I like the guns.
Yeah.
I do genuinely, yeah. It's a nice toy. There's some good detailing on it. You're right that there's some big places that they could have probably stuck stickers on, but if the toy didn't have it, then it wouldn't need them. Yeah, I can see this in a collection. I can definitely see this in a collection at say 50. I mean, I will occasionally just buy a random toy because I enjoy the toy. So yeah, I could see it at 50. 55, maybe 60 if you could get the medallion. No way this thing's worth 90. Not unless there was only 4 of them on the planet and one of them is being clutched to the bosom of a supermodel. It's and that's the one you're getting. I know. The sweat would be bad for the toy. No, I like it. I do like it.
Supermodels don't sweat, they glow.
It depends how much Photoshop has been used.
Yeah.
No, genuinely, I think that's a lovely toy. I can see it in hardcore fans. I can't see everybody having that, but I can certainly see one. Do really like the head shape, so I have no problem with that.
I mean, he was kind of a second tier character in the Generation 1 TV show and to a degree in the comic. But since making an appearance in the other shows, Prime especially made a big appearance in and was introduced as a battle-hardened warrior as well as engineer and apparently a member of the Wreckers. So he suddenly got a lot more interest from fans.
People like the Wreckers.
The Wreckers generally. Well, it's like the Autobots SAS.
Yeah.
So it's like they kind of grab attention. And he got nicknamed Jackie at that point because Bulkhead called him Jackie. So since then, Wheeljack as a whole has basically gone up in interest and popularity. So I've got a feeling there's a lot of people who maybe not huge G1 fans who are now looking at this and going, that's actually really quite cool and I like my Wheeljack. So yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to hear any of your comments. You can place them below, or you can actually just speak to us face to face at Auto Assembly.
Yes.
Well, I say speak.
Yeah.
They'll talk with you. They're going to talk at me because I've got no idea.
Absolutely.
But there'll be beer, right? Tell me there'll be beer.
Oh yeah.
Okay, as long as there's beer, it's all good.
It's not Auto Assembly without alcohol. From what I understand, not really I drink.
I do.
Yeah, mine's a Coke.
Yeah. Well, you can subscribe to us here on YouTube. You can follow us on, there's Facebook, there's the Twitter, there's the official Geekology website,
there's
Flickr.
I'm on Instagram.
We're on Flickr.
We're on Flickr. That's where my photos are being
Why?
kept for things because they give me 1 terabyte of storage.
Okay, Instagram. When did we go on Instagram?
No, I am on Instagram.
Oh, you're on Instagram.
Yeah, which automatically means Transformers are on Instagram.
Well, yeah. Oh, the disturbing.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah.
Thank you for watching and good night.
Bye.
Bye. So I did all the hard work.
Yeah, you can do that way at all. You just need to pull the legs apart. Which usually isn't a problem for you.
That's your get me a reputation.